Right, posting up another video here. For anyone who hasn't done this before, I'm going to try and change a door lock on my St. Leon Cupra 2004. I'm going to try and change the front passengers today. We've got it just here. Try and take you through a few of the steps that I've gone through to get it off. Obviously you've got to take a few things off to get to the lock. So you're supposed to use a spline drive at this point, but I haven't got one, so we're using, you see, where is it? It's a HW socket size 6. Got out my trusty Halford's toolbox, as everyone does. So we're going to try and crack them first, and then I'll show you what other little bits we've got to take off, and we'll see how we get on. Right, these ones underneath the door, and one under there and one under there. We're looking at a Torx bit T20, I believe it was. Yeah, T20 Torx bit. Undo the 2 screws that are underneath, under there, and that one under there. Get them out, and then we will take this plastic cover off, and there's a screw behind there, a screw behind there. Get those out, and then I'll show you how to pull the door card up. One thing to remember when you're doing things like this is flat-headed screwdriver underneath the plastic, somewhere out the way. Don't try and do it up here, because if you split the plastic it's going to look crap. So get it somewhere out the way, nice and easy, under there. Tuck it in and prise it off that way. Once your plastic covers come off from here, you've got a screw in there that needs to come out and a screw in there that needs to come out. Once they're out the way, get a little flat-headed screwdriver underneath there, pop that puddle light out, pull the connection off from the back so that when you pull the door card off you don't pull on any of the connections. And then once your puddle light is out and you've disconnected the connection from behind it, hold on to the bottom of the door, hold on to the pocket, pull it towards you, holding the door away from you, and the whole door card will flex this way, like this. Then grab the handle, pull it upwards, and off it comes. Then you've got all these wires under here. Disconnect all the connections, and make sure you take that off, which is the back of the lock. Take that off, and you can put the door card to one side then. So once your door card's off, pull all these connections out so they're all loose, and pull these little rubber grommets out, because then you need to do the window up, and just behind there as it comes up there'll be a 10mm socket on the, well, a bolt on the other side. You can get a 10mm socket on, and you need to undo those so that you can get the glass out from the door. Keep the 10mm handy because you'll need it for these ones, which are all around the door. They're dotted all around. Okay, so the glass is out. Bit difficult when you've got wind deflectors. I hadn't done it before with wind deflectors. What I had to do is pull this towards me so I can get the window out around the back of it. It's awkward, but you can do it. I'm not looking forward to putting it back in though. So once you've got the glass out, take all these 10mm bolts out, apart from these 2 at the top. I've left them 2 in because in a minute I'm going to pull the bottom of this metal frame part out towards me, and you can keep these 2 in so the whole thing doesn't collapse out. It just makes it a lot easier with the next couple of steps that come. Also, while you're here, push this in, squeeze it together, try and push it back in there like that, and pop these out if you can. Do it carefully though, because they're likely to break because they're quite old and brittle. And around here, all around here, it's all sealed so that water doesn't ingress into the car. You need to try and break the seal, and that's obviously why these stay in, so that as you're trying to break the seal, you don't pull everything off and everything fall out. So we've managed to get this piece off. All the sticky butchel tape, all this super sticky, so I'm hoping it can be reused, otherwise I'm going to have to get some more. It's only about £8 off eBay, so it's not too expensive. I just forgot to get some. So now you've got that off, you'll have the top of the window regulator rail at the top, and I think under the bottom as well. It'll be a bit awkward, so you have to manoeuvre it round. I didn't video that because it's awkward as anything, trying to hold a camera and or set it up somewhere where I can try and do it. So I didn't film that bit, but what we're interested in now is, if the light will pick this up, it's quite bright out. Here we go. Take this plug out. I think this pulls out like that. There we go. Got my finger. Then undo those. I'm going to pull this through here. Carefully. It's your lock. Get that out. Then go and undo those two spline pieces that we undid on here. Undo those, and then the lock will come out and we can replace it with the new lock. Right, so we've hit a snag here. I didn't know this was there. Let's cover that up so we can stop the light. Yeah, this little guy here. Oh, I can't get to him. Just up here, look. That little wire there. That's attached to the back of the door handle from the outside. So, managed to get it out and I nearly broke my door lock. This little fella on here. This piece on the end here, not that you can see it because I can't get the bloody focus, but this bit on here goes on the handle of the outside of your door lock. It's got little grooves in it, you can see across here, and they fit into this bit here. I don't know if I can get to focus. There we go. They fit into those grooves in there. To get this part out is one of the most difficult things I've ever tried to do in my life. And we do it. You can do it, but it's just very bloody difficult. This thing sits in here. Let's get the right way around. It sits in there basically, a bit like that. It's got a little black cover that goes over it, a little plastic cover that goes over there. Take the plastic cover off, try and be careful not to scratch the paint. And then what you need to do, inside this hole here, there'll be a rubber grommet on here. Take the grommet off, and inside there is, if you can see it, put a little screw in there. You need to use that T20 Torx that we used on the bottom of the door card to turn a little screw around, and it basically allows you to pull this out. Once you've pulled that out, you'll be able to release the catch from there. Keep it to one side because you don't want to break it, you don't want to lose it for sure. So what we're going to do now is show you how to take it off properly. What we're going to do is show you how to take this off properly without having to take your door lock off. So on here, as you can see, there's a flat piece there that needs to be at the top, and basically the whole thing just slides out. So if you can do that whilst it's in there, you won't have to take the handle off. So anyway, now that we've got that sorted, I've put the little shit piece that I nearly bossed my handle doing, took it off this old one, stuck it on the new one, and then you need to flip him over and take this out. This should just pop out, then pull this bit out. It's just like a little hook system. pull that out from that, swap it over onto the new one, and we'll be almost ready to install then. Okay, that's all swapped over. So now what we're going to do is lob this in the bin because it's crap and don't work. He's going to put this one back into the door, put the 2 screws in there through the door, and then we can try and thread this back into the door handle on the outside. You need to do it if this happens, and you need to obviously put this back in. This is going to have to go in like this. If you try and put this bit in first, then trying to attach it, it's going to be difficult, and you won't know where this needs to be. Because if you put it when it's in the hole like this, if you put it in too far, the door handle will be quite tight, and you end up fraying this. If you put it in too loose, then when you open the handle, it won't be pulling the lock open. Oops, it won't pull the lock open properly like that to open the door. Here's one thing to note: make sure you get the right door lock before you start the job. This one here, the new one, 6 pins. The old one, standard one, 8 pins. So the plug that is supposed to control this thing doesn't fit the new one. So I've taken it all apart, got it all off for nothing. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? A little bit bummed out that didn't work, but onwards and upwards. We'll try and find a new lock, try and get the right lock for it. Mind just ringing Sayat and paying whatever ridiculous price they want for a new lock. I can't remember how much I paid for my driver's one, but yeah, it was around 40 quid I think. So try and get hold of one of them, and I'll post up a video of how to do it properly when I get the new lock. Thanks for watching.